Yes, we're finally getting into the meat and potatoes of the Flylady system. Hi, I'm Angel, and this is Done Unperfectly, the place where we battle perfection one project at a time, getting things done unperfectly. So I hope you've seen an impact with your home so far. The shine the sink, the hotspot, the room rescue, the layout clothes. At this point, you should be seeing some improvement in your home. But today is where we start the big impact. And that Flylady step is declutter. So let's set up some ground rules here, for a lack of a better word. 15 minutes a day, that's all we should spend. Now, I understand you stay-at-home moms work very, very, very hard. I get it, especially with the pandemic. A lot of us see what you're going through. But if you don't mind, I would like to speak to the working outside the home moms for just 1 minute. You work outside the home moms, you usually have a task at work, and you just have to keep going at it and 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 keep going at it until it's done. Not with this system. We're going to start at 15 minutes and stop at 15 minutes. It will make a difference, I promise. Bear with me. You're not going to get it all done. 2, we're going to take a break. We're only going to work on any Flylady system task that requires 15 minutes during the week. On the weekend, no 15-minute task. Just your normal daily task to keep your house from falling completely apart. 3, this is where I get in trouble. Only take out what I can get done today. I want to go through and just grab everything and vomit it on the counter, and then I feel bad because I can't get it done within 15 minutes. So we are going to limit ourselves to just what we know we can get done today. So as I see it, there are 4 possibilities of decluttering. Not all decluttering is the same. We have the overlooked, the overflow, the overwhelmed, and the overvalued. Today, we're going to stick with the overlooked. This is the stuff that's in your home that you overlook. I cannot tell you what's in the top 2 shelves of my cabinet up here. I know general stuff, like I know there's flour and there's sugar and there's brown sugar. I know the general stuff, but back in the recesses, I have no idea what's in there. So I recommend you try for your first step of decluttering, doing something you've overlooked. If you haven't seen it in this long, do you really need it? If you don't know what's in there, do you really need it? So let's get started. I'm going to grab my timer. We're going to set our timer for 15 minutes. My habit is pull out this whole cabinet. That's where I fail with the 15-minute timer. So I'm going to set the 15-minute timer. The one place that I know the least is the middle, because it's such an awkward space. It's really awkward that it's so tiny. I can put my whole hand in here. So I know I can adjust that, but I have oil down here that makes it easier to keep it this way. So I know I have tea. I know I have shortening, and I know I have brown sugar. I have no idea what's back there. So I recommend, when you have a cabinet that you're overlooking, or a drawer or a closet, you're overlooking, you don't know what's in it, be ruthless. Get rid of anything you can possibly get rid of. So let me know in the comments below what space that you overlook are you going to tackle this week. I'm very curious. Please let me know. So we're getting ready to get started. I have my trusty timer of 15 minutes. I have a grocery bag to take care of any garbage that I'm going to pull out of here, and then I can just throw it away. So let's get started. Ready, set, go. Okay, 15 minutes is starting. So, of course, I knew about the tea, and I knew about the shortening, and the brown sugar. Baking powder, and baking powder. What a waste. What a waste. I don't even know. Yeah, best of use by December 2014. Really? Best of use by July 1st, 2021. That one's good. And best of use by 7/30/2017. I have evaporated milk, 2015. Just for reference, if you guys are watching this at a later date, this is October 2020. I have sprinkles. Every kid loves sprinkles, right? I have cupcake, what do you call this? Liners? Cupcake liners? Yep. I have some creamed honey that we bought at a little craft fair, and it's separating and it doesn't look good anymore. I don't see an expiration date, but knowing when we bought it, it's probably not good anymore. Duck sauce. My family loves duck sauce, and it's still good. But this is not where I would normally look for duck sauce when we're doing an Asian meal. This isn't where I would look. So I'm going to relocate this. Food coloring. What kid doesn't like food coloring? Poultry seasoning. I have no idea how old this is or when it's good by, but I guess it's got a long shelf life. I don't see an expiration date, but I would not look for any seasoning up here. As you can see, it would be down here, so I'm going to stick that here. Baking soda. Baking powder, baking soda, 2017. What a waste. If I had this organized better, I would know that I had this before I went shopping. Coconut oil. Best used by 2019. More evaporated milk, 2015. Au jus sauce. We use this quite a bit, and this is still good. So I'm going to put this in here with the seasoning where I would expect to find it. Okay, some horseradish mix that I know is extremely old, and it's chunky. So I think it's time that this leaves as well. More Lipton tea. I would have known. I would have bought another box because it is so far back in the recess. There's no way I would have seen this as I was looking for shopping, as I'm doing my shopping list. Toothpicks and almond extract. And I believe this almond extract is still good. So I'm going to put this with the seasonings. Runaway toothpicks. Put them with their buddies here. And again, this is not where I would have looked for toothpicks. We normally keep toothpicks. I don't know where we would normally keep toothpicks. So we'll put it back up there in just a minute. More cupcake holders, liners, and some kind of weird mustard that probably came in a package of different kinds of mustard. There's no expiration date. None of us knew it was in there. This is the part where I'm saying we need to be ruthless. None of us are going to use this specialty mustard. Who knows how old it is? It's in the back. No one's interested. Why am I even keeping it? Okay, I will take just a moment and get a sponge and wipe down this cabinet up here. October 14, it's 6 years old. I know it's terrible. You could probably still use it. And this is where everybody struggles with decluttering. It's probably not going to hurt us, and it's probably edible. But if we really want to change, we're going to have to be ruthless. And as hard as it is for a lot of us just to throw things away, we gotta be ruthless. And it's sad that this much stuff went to waste. It really is. It's a sad thing. But had we had this together and organized where it would make sense, we wouldn't need to throw this away. So, no guilt. This is lesson learned, and let's move on and learn from it. Can't change the past. So, let's move on with the future. Okay, so I have a bunch of baking extras that I never use. These are never used. So I'm gonna get a little container. And I'm going to use clear. I got this at the dollar store. I'm going to use clear container because my baking stuff is really usually just kid friendly when they want to have a little fun with baking. I'm going to put all of this in a small container where I can go grab it again. This really is the extent of my baking. Sad. It's true. This is the extent of my baking. So I'm going to put this in this little thing here. And it's going to kind of go back a little bit because we'll grab it when we bake. But other than that, we're not going to use it. We rarely use these. Now, the next habit that I'm trying to break is, let's just throw it up here because I'm gonna look at the shelf and we'll look at it later. But we really need to take some thought to this. There we go. So this is really used. I'm okay with it being a little bag. When we decide we want sprinkles, we usually go to this cabinet. And baking powder. I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm putting it in the next cabinet because it really does fit with the flour and sugar better. And then I'm going to throw the tea in there. Okay, toothpicks can now go over here in the corner where they're easily accessible. The tea is easily accessible, and we can reach the shortening. So, be sure to watch your timer. I've got 2 more minutes. Wow, 13 minutes just for that little space, but I feel so much better. I know what's in it. So we can spend the last 2 minutes cleaning up our space here. And I'm going to put this duck sauce where I would expect to find it. Clean up our space. Minute 30 left. minute 37. So we're going to stop this. This is a good stopping point. So the old me would have pulled out the entire cabinet. Before I started, if I'm going to be honest, I thought I could do this whole cabinet in 15 minutes. I was only able to do this space. So when possible, narrow yourself down as much as you can and clean up the smallest space possible. If you have a ton of time, go to the next space. But in this case, I really extremely underestimated because I thought I could get through this entire cabinet in 15 minutes. So that's a lesson learned for me. Now we're at the habit tracker timer. So I have set up a habit tracker for 15-minute declutter. And so I need to go in and edit. Okay, I need to change to make sure my frequency does not have the weekend. No weekend for any 15-minute Flylady session. And I can mark it complete. Although I came in today with the whole project, I got this part of the project done. So I think we can consider this done. Unperfectly. You have a wonderful day.